Hello everyone. Hi, this is Saba Mirza studying here at NEF Law College, Guwahati. And today I'm here to share my moot court experience as a mooter and also to explain the whole process of moot court. So to begin with, I would like to categorize the whole mooting process in three stages, that is research, drafting of the memorial and oral presentation. Now as soon as you get the moot court problem, what you need to do is that you need to make a timeline of activities. Firstly, you need to slot out time for research and reading the moot court problem. That should be around 7 days, and another slot of time should be for drafting part, which should be at least 2 weeks of time, and the other slot of time should be for the oral preparation. Now when you are very much well prepared with the timeline of activities, now you can sit down and research on your moot court problem. Now, the first thing you do is that you read the moot court problem. You read it and reread it and reread it till the extent you are very much clear with the case, and you reach an extent that now you can segregate the part which is very much relevant with your case and the part which can be excluded, which need not be that much relevant. So the point is that the moot court problem should be at the tip of your tongue, so that when you counter the judges and they put up questions, you can simply put up the facts of the case very easily with no wastage of time. Now when you are done with the reading of the moot court problem, you need to go and find out the mother case law. Yes, there has to be a mother case law to every moot court problem. The mother case law is that it has more or less it is more or less similar with the whole moot court problem, and when you find this mother case law, it makes framing of and drafting of the memorial very easy, because the arguments can be more or less same. You can refer to it and get cues like you need to go in this direction. So you need to find out the mother case law. Now when you find out the mother case law, you need to go for other case laws. You need to find as many case laws as possible to support your cases, and these cases you may get from authenticated sites only, like manupatra.com and indiankanun.com. These are the most authenticated sites, and you should be referring to any authenticated sites only. And in case you are using any kind of article, even that needs to be authenticated. You cannot put up any kind of article without any authority, so you need to keep that in mind. Now when you are done with the reading part, research part, you need to sit for drafting. When you begin drafting, the first thing is that you need to find the jurisdiction of the case. The jurisdiction of the case is very much important, because if it is wrong, the judge might not even let you present the case. So be very clear with that part, and also the parties to the case. You need to be very clear whether it should be plaintiff or defendant, or the petitioner and respondent. That is to be very clear, and so that you can explain it whenever question is put up in the courtroom. Now when you are done with this part, comes the argument part. Now your argument need not be that brief, need not be that lengthy, sorry. It need not be very lengthy. It has to be very brief, crisp, so that the opponent team does not get the whole idea what you are trying to present, and they do not get a chance to rebut you. And you should not share all the cues. Like, you won't be willing to share all your cues, and you would come up with something new that they cannot rebut. So keep that in mind. That part is very much important. Thereafter, when you are done with this part, then comes the part, where you put up your relief that you are trying to sort from the court of law. Now this was all about the whole drafting thing. Thereafter comes the oral preparation. In the oral preparation, what you do is that you approach a teacher or a mentor, and in front of them you conduct the mock trial. Now in the mock trial, what happens is that when the judge puts up case, you know that, oh, this and this case can be put up in your competition, so you are very much prepared. And when you and in the day of the competition, you appear very much prepared, well researched and knowledgeable before the court, so it gives you a ground of scoring more marks. And in the mock trial, what you need to practice is that the speaking part, the speaking skill. Like, there are time constraints in every moot court competition. You get a very small amount of time, so you need to practice that. You speak everything, your whole issues you can cover up within the short span of time. You need to practice that again and again. Now this was all about the practice part. Now comes the day of the competition. Like before the competition, you would be getting the memorials of your opponent team. As soon as you get that memorial, you need to find out their loopholes so that you can rebut them in the rebuttal round, and also you can use their memorial to find out more new points that can be added in your arguments, which would always boost your marks. So that needs to be kept in mind. Now, in case you come across a hot bench, like it happens that whenever speaker one goes, the judges might not even let you speak even a word. They would be putting up questions and questions and questions, and your time elapses. You don't even get a time to present your case. So for that reason, you need to do and conduct mock trials, so that you appear very knowledgeable and well researched, and you can answer any question that is put up by the court. So you need to keep in mind that you do not exceed your time limit, as because when you exceed the time limit, pressure builds on the second speaker and he's unable to put up all his points. So keep that thing in mind. Now this was all about the whole moot court process. Now as a mooter, I would say that when you go for any sort of moot courts, you need to carry an extra copy of memorial. Yes, extra copy, because it might happen that you need to share your room with other teams. So uh, in case it might get lost, and you would be totally lost, you would be totally clueless what to do in that case. So be very cautious with that part, because such kind of incidents happen a lot of times. And lastly, I would say that as per my moot court experience, I had participated in the Nehu National Moot Court competition, which was in Shillong, and it was the most best part of my life. I would say, because as soon as we got eliminated, what we did is that we explored. We went out and explored the whole of Shillong, and with friends. It's obviously a fun to be placed. And the most spectacular part was that we visited the Lumtham Valley, which was like heaven on earth experience. So and the mooting as an mooter, I would say, it is more of like interaction with people across all over India. You get to interact with people and mooters all across India. So it is more or less a very good experience, which enhances your speaking skills, which broadens your mind, which makes you very open minded. So I'd like to encourage all young law graduates that go and participate as many as moot courts you can, because it will obviously boost your CV, and it's a very good experience, and which you would cherish throughout your life. So go and just do mooting. This was all about it. Thank you so much.